Shalom, shalom, shalom. We're going to praise and glorification to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. So, and then, of course, it's about to mill so to your wealth. And this is verse of 1 Corinthians 14, and let's start I might as well get to point 33. Where Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. You know? But the main point is, Yahweh is not the author of confusion. You know? That is in response to a certain group that's Kari saying that Paul was the author of confusion. You know? Saying also that Paul was about his own will, not about the Father's will. You know? It is in response to it. You know? Which is again a heresy, but you know, what else do you expect? So keeping on down to verse 37. If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge the things that I write unto you, the commandments of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So what Paul was speaking here, you know, in general really, were the commandments of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI through the Spirit, you know, and other things as well. These letters that Paul sends to the church, he wasn't talking of his own vain opinion. They basically say, well, it said 1 Corinthians 7, it says that it was of him and not the Lord. No. A nigga may say, nah, I might as well get it. And they may use this as proof, showing that Paul was speaking of his own vain opinion. Let me just demonstrate for you. 1 Corinthians 7:6. I speak this by permission and not of commandment. You know, may say, see, Paul was speaking always of the Lord. He was sometimes going with his own vain opinion. No. Well, in that case, you're wrong. Why do I say you're wrong? Because mainly, some people, like for example, Elijah, when he was asked about Elijah, what did he say? No. He said he wasn't Elijah. But was he Elijah? Yeah. No. Was he lying? No. He said no. No. Sometimes people can speak to the spirit and not realize, they're speaking the truth. Some people can speak in the spirit when I realize that they're in the spirit. Some people can speak, the word of the Lord, and I realize that they're speaking the word of the Lord. It may not even be off a certain scripture or anything. It's just the word of the Lord. Speaking through Him. And another thing as well, Paul was set up by the Lord Yahawashi and Mashiach to be sent to the Gentiles. So why in the hell would the Lord the vessel be doing whatever He wants to do? Not doing the will of the Lord. Even though He was ordained to do the will of the Lord, and He is doing what He wanted to do at this moment. You a fool saying that shit. And right now, Lord, when we gotta go over some supposed quote unquote contradictions. That they say, oh, Paul contradicted himself. Paul contradicted the Old Testament and shit. Well, you're a fool saying that. So let's first get this, Acts 9:15. Yahweh said to him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and children of Israel. For I assume how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. So he's a chosen vessel of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So a chosen vessel not going to speak his own vain opinion. Even though it may seem like, oh, well, I'm saying this on my own. But really, he's speaking the counsel of the Lord through the Spirit. Else it wouldn't have been written. It wouldn't have said. But simple ass niggas will do it anyway. Simple ass niggas will, twist anything for their own advantage. This is why their ass gonna get destroyed. But whatever. So one thing they suppose for themselves is over here in Galatians 5. Here's one of their supposed contradictions. No. Galatians 5 and 4. My shackles will come of no effect unto you, whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. And they say, well, the scripture said the law makes you righteous, And Deuteronomy 6:25. The law makes you righteous, so they try to use it saying, well, Paul was going off here saying that, no, that you can't be justified by the law because, the law makes you righteous. But the thing is, you can't keep the law perfectly. You know, do you realize that you can't keep the law perfectly? This is why we have grace. None of us can keep the law perfectly. And they may say, well, it says in Luke 1:6 that they kept the commandments of YAHAWASHI, where it said keep them perfectly. They go here saying, oh, well, it says Zechariah and Elizabeth, what is it, Zechariah 1:6, not Zechariah, Luke 1:6, and they were both righteous before YAHAWASHI, working all the commandments and ordinances of Yahweh blameless. And they may say, oh, see, they're keeping it perfectly. If they're keeping it perfectly, they'll have no reason to sacrifice. They have no reason to do the Day of Atonement. They had no wicked thoughts. Because saw foolishness is sin, and Yahweh shall confirm that in Mark 7:20. All you ignorant niggas out there. Even furthermore than that, they may also say Abraham, Isaac, Jacob did no sin. But did Jacob have a woman and her sister? Yes. Is that lawful? Yes. So Jacob did do a sin there. And the Lord don't change, so that was a sin. So when it says Abraham, Isaac, Jacob did no sin, really it means they're found blameless in the sight of Heavenly Father at the end. Same thing over here as Zacharias and Elizabeth. If Zacharias did no sin, why is the Lord blind? Why did the Lord make Zacharias dumb? Why did he make him ass not speak, unable to speak at the birth of John the Baptist? That's a punishment. Why did the Lord scourge him if he did no sin? So that's just proof that is just showing that us in this flesh are unable to keep the laws and commandments perfectly. You're a fool saying that you can. This is why we had the grace of Lord Yahushua. This is why Paul said you're not justified by the law. Again, going back to Galatians 2:16, knowing that man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahushua Mashiach. Even we have believed in Yahushua Mashiach, that we might be justified by the faith of Mashiach, not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law should no flesh be justified because we break the laws. The ignorant niggas still saying that we gotta be justified by the law. It's proven every day that we're not able to keep the laws. Your ass still touching some unclean space that a woman on her period touched, and still bearing that uncleanness every day. And your nigga ass trying to avoid it. Try to say, oh no, we keep the laws up here. No, you don't, man. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah. even written Negroes. Another point they say is contradictory is in Galatians 3 and 7. Know ye therefore the day which are the faith, the same with the children of Abraham. No? So if you believe in YAHAWASHI, you're the children of Abraham. No? And only really those who believe are Israelites. Only those who have the faith, the spirit to believe are the Israelites. No? Only the elect. That's Romans 11:7. No, only the elect has given the spirit to believe in YAHAWASHI. John 15:16. He had not chosen me, or you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. And the scripture foreseeing that Yahweh would justify the heathen through faith. What heathen they're talking about? They're talking about the Israelite foreigners. They're talking about the literal Israelites. Preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, indeed shall all nations be blessed. Now they say that that's Paul going off because he aligned Genesis 12:3, to the faith of the Israelite foreigners. Shalakia. But that understands completely off. He head over here to lower and pulls up in the book of Acts 3:25. Now, low when you're following along. No, low when not confusing y'all. But long for the elect to hear anyway, they'll understand. Acts 3:25. Ye are the children of the prophets, and of the covenant which Yahweh made with our father, saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. All the kindreds of the earth be blessed. Same thing as it says in Galatians 3:8. But going over here to the word kindreds, is the word patria, lineage, running back to some progenitor, a nation, tribe. The Israelites, which is distributed into 12 tribes. So that blessing is referring to the Israelites. So we again saying to Abraham, in thy seed shall all the Israelites of the earth be blessed. Really at the end of the day, that's what it means. So the Israelites gotta be blessed. Because of the faith of Abraham. In the seed of Abraham, all the Israelites gotta be blessed because they've received the promises. And right now, only ones who are going to really pertain that promise, if we gotta attain that kingdom of Abraham, the blessings of Abraham, as of right now, the Israelites are the elect. Hence why they are sealed. Hence why they're referred to the children of Abraham by faith, by belief, But you listen to Sakar and them, they'll say that Galatians 3 days off. But really, at the end of the day, you just don't understand it. They're blinded, And those, and going back to the side point of the law, they say that Paul contradicts himself here in Romans 2:13. For not the hearers of the law are just before Yahweh, but the doers of the law shall be justified. That you keep the whole law. Let's read in context real quick. Verse 12. Let's read in context. This verse right here, verse 13. Let's read in context. 12. For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law. And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. When not the hearers of the law are just before Yahweh, but the doers of the law shall be justified. For when the heathen, for when the Gentiles which have not heard the law, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, and having not the law, are a law unto themselves. The main point is that You know, those who are without the law are going to be judged without the law. Those with the law shall be judged in the law. You know, it's talking about the scribes, the Pharisees, things like that. They would try to uphold the law, uphold the grace of the Lord Yahawashi, act like Yahawashi don't exist. You know, trying to keep the whole law, whatever the case may be. Trying to act like the law is superior to Yahawashi, whatever the case may be. La la la. You know, they got to be judged by the law. You know, and he said in the next verse, you know, the keepers of the whole, you know, the doers of the law shall be justified. You know, you want to keep the whole law, you got to be just, you got to be doing all the law to be justified for keeping the law. But seeing as they're not, the scribes and Pharisees weren't, and most definitely you ain't. You know, the Paul was just saying here, you know, that if you're doing the whole law, you're gonna be justified. You know, it's like if you're doing the law, you're gonna be justified. You know, see, this is why I had to go in context. Shalakia. This is why we had to go in context to see. You know, so these are just some points. You know, about Paul supposedly contradicting himself. Paul supposedly being the author of confusion. You know, but really at the end of the day, that group, Sky, they're often confusing, man. Like a complete fusion, man. You know? And they may also go here in Acts 21. Where was it? Acts 21. And going down in verse 20. When they had heard it, they glorified Yahweh BAHASHAM Shai and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are zealous of the law, and they are informed of thee. You know, and who informed them? You know, by the scribes, the Pharisees, and thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles, to forsake Moses. You know, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children. You know, neither to walk after their customs. Now, why would Paul saying that they shouldn't be circumcised? Because they'll forsake the grace of the Lord Yahawashi. You know, because the scribes and Pharisees, you know, trying to keep the Galatians, to keep the whole law, to be bound under the law again. You know, so Paul was rebuking them, saying that you're trying to circumcise yourselves and all that, trying to be bound to the law again. You know, you're forsaking the grace of the Lord Yahawashi. You know? So the scribes and the Pharisees twisted it, make it seem like Paul was telling people to forsake the law entirely. You know? Now Paul had to prove himself that he was keeping the law, showing people to keep the law to a degree. You know? Wasn't completely forsaking the law, but doing the sacrifice that I'm about to read. Now, verse 22, what is it therefore? The multitudes must needs come together, for they will hear that thou art come. Do therefore this, that we say to thee, the foremen which have a vow on them, take them, purify thyself with them, and be at charges with them, that they may shave their heads, and all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that thou thyself also walkest orderly, keepest the law. You know? They proof that, hey, I'm not telling you to forsake the law of Moses. I'm telling you to keep the law of Moses. You know? When it concerns the circumcision, I'm not telling you to be bound to the whole law. You know? Because the scribes, the Pharisees, trying to keep them bound, all them bound, the whole law, trying to make them over righteous, doing things for excess, doing things they don't need to be saved, because they're saying that if you were circumcised, you're going to be saved. You're not keeping the whole law, you're not going to be saved. That's what the scribes and Pharisees were pushing. Paul's going against it, saying you're forsaking the Lord Yahawashi and the grace of the Lord. Are you trying to keep the whole law? And Paul, scribes and Pharisees twisted, make it seem like that Paul was going against the whole law. Paul was going against the law in general. Man, low when you edify the course, praise and glorification to Yahweh BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Barak YAHAWAH, Barak RAWCHAA, call on YAHAWAH BAHASHAM RAWCHAA, BAHASHAM QADASH, praise to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM RAWCHAA, QADASH, and of course, you know, our Apostle Millstone teach you well. Shalom.